Happy hello everyone! This is it! The final episode in the year-long web series Into the Science of What Makes Us Happy. If you haven't seen this series before, please take a moment and check out one of the previous 50+ episodes on various aspects of happiness. Or if that sounds like too much work, maybe I can condense the entire series into the next 6 minutes. Let's imagine that someone was able to fully maximize every aspect of happiness that I've talked about in this series. In theory, that person would be the happiest person in the world. Let's meet them. My name is Ryan Wingfield, and my job is to make people happy. After years of doing stand-up comedy, I've devoted an entire year to the study of happiness. Join me each week right here on a Road Comics Road to Happiness. Before we begin, let's make things a little bit easier on ourselves. The happiest man in the world is probably a woman, but as happiness can vary between the two genders depending on age and where you live, let's just cut the difference and talk about the happiest couple in the world. After all, what's the point of being happy if you don't have someone to share it with? For starters, this happy couple is of Scandinavian descent and lives in Northern Europe, or possibly Canada or New Zealand. They have a long family history of happiness, with everyone in their family tree being nearly as happy as they are. They are in their 50s or 60s, have above average intelligence, and are good-looking people. However, the wife is significantly better looking than the husband, but they are both okay with this. They aren't vain, but do have a high level of self-esteem and don't really care that much about what other people think of them. They are in good physical shape. Not only do they work out on a regular basis, they also take the time to meditate every day. They have a good diet, which includes lots of fish, whole grains, walnuts, plenty of green vegetables, and green tea. They limit foods such as sugar, caffeine, alcohol, and fried foods, although they do allow the occasional indulgence such as chocolate or a beer. They are outdoorsy, spending at least 20 minutes every day outside in the sunlight. At the end of the day, they make sure they get a good regular night's sleep, which they do in the nude. Not too much sleeping though, as they still make the time to have sex at least once per week, which they often do in the morning. Despite approaching retirement age, both are still employed at jobs that they love and which give them a sense of purpose, perhaps a school principal or a healthcare provider. Their jobs are close to home, within walking distance, and give them an income of at least $80,000 to $100,000 a year. They don't worry too much about money though, as they prefer the value of free time compared to overtime pay. That being said, they do have a healthy retirement savings, which gives them a lot of financial security. They don't hold on to everything though, preferring to donate their time and money to causes where they can directly see the benefit of their charity. When it comes to spending money on themselves, they don't buy a lot of material things, but instead prefer to travel, visiting interesting places where they can create new memories. They go on these vacations with friends and family with whom they can share the experience. They are both extroverts and love meeting new people, but are only good friends with about 20 or so people, only 5 of which whom they consider close friends. That being said, their close friends are very close geographically and probably are next-door neighbors, making it easy for them to visit. Most of the people this couple knows are also happy people who are very involved with each other's lives and do things like help to babysit each other's kids. Speaking of kids, the happy couple has at least 2 who are thankfully grown up and moved out of the house. However, they still regularly visit, often with grandchildren. To fill the empty nest, the happy couple has at least 1 pet, probably a dog. The couple has been married a long time and is very religious, although the exact religion doesn't really matter. They are extremely conservative, politically speaking, but ironically live in a country with a liberal government. They love to smile and laugh and listen to music that is upbeat and lively, such as Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Their house is painted in warm colors, blues and greens. Inside it smells like citrus and vanilla, and outside is the smell of lavender bushes and freshly cut grass. They have a comfortable life, but it is not a boring one. They are constantly learning new things, setting goals, and finding ways for their life to have purpose. And that purpose isn't constantly focused on being happy. They understand that the occasional sadness is just part of life and serves a purpose. When the sadness and stress comes, they let it happen and then let it go. For a truly happy life is not one of pure pleasure, but rather living all aspects of life, both the good and bad, to the fullest. Does this perfection of happiness exist? Well, maybe, but don't feel bad if your life doesn't compare. The great thing about happiness is it is not finite. The happiness of others does not, or at least should not, diminish the happiness of your life. If anything, it should only serve to enhance it. Happiness is not a destination, it is a compass heading, a way of living your life to look toward and seek out the good. Hopefully, this web series has figured out which direction that is for you. The reward doesn't come at the end of a life well lived. The reward is the life well lived itself. Thank you for joining me on this year-long section of the journey. Don't forget to stay happy.